Welcome back to the Growth Guidebook, where we talk about finances, education, and mental health. We mostly talk about finances on this channel, so yeah, it's where you watch an 18-year-old girl go from nothing to hopefully something one day. And as you guys can tell from my previous video, I made a suggestion that I wanted to start talking about like the very terrible ways people made money in history because I'm like curious about it. So today we're gonna be talking about that. And I'm so sorry about the lighting, guys, it's very bad, but please bear with me. So today we're gonna be talking about Charles Ponzi. Yes, Charles Ponzi. And if you know Charles Ponzi or you don't know Charles Ponzi, he's the famous person who perfected the idea of a Ponzi scheme. And if you don't know what a Ponzi scheme is, it's basically this business model. I'm putting quotes because there's really no cash flow, where you get where you have new investors and old investors, and you lure in new investors to pay off your earlier investors, the old one. And he perfected that business model, you can call it. So if you guys see me looking right here, I wrote down everything I wanted to say because I did research this topic and I don't want to leave anything out. So Charles Ponzi was an immigrant and he moved here, America, in the hopes of pursuing the American dream. You know, the American dream is what we all want. We all aspire to have the American dream. You know, this country isn't called the land of opportunity for no reason. He was 5'2" and he was Italian. He was in the time, people thought he was very short. He was basically a Kevin Hart. He was a Kevin Hart. I think Kevin Hart is 5'2". He probably was shorter than Kevin Hart, but he's around Kevin Hart height. Yeah, and he moved here to America in hopes of pursuing the American dream. First of all, though, this guy was a genius. Like, if you want to call him an evil genius, a cunning person, whatever it is, you can call him that. Because the fact that and the thing too, like, he wasn't the first one who thought about the Ponzi scheme idea, but he was the one who perfected it. Like, he literally walked so that Barney Madoff could run. He like perfected the whole thing, and Barney, I keep getting his name wrong. Barney Madoff literally copied his entire model and just turned it into his own style, because the fact that these people continue this Ponzi scheme for so long is just mind-boggling to me. Okay, so when he moved to America, he was broke. Like, he had no money. Like most immigrants coming to America, like the most of us are broke. But he had a terrible gambling problem. He literally was doing every job in the book you can think of. He was a grocery store clerk. He was a dishwasher. He was a repairman. He was a nurse. When I found out that he was a nurse, I was kind of shocked. I was like, a nurse? Like, if he even was an insurance salesman. I'm pretty sure if he worked up his way and stayed in that job, he could have made pretty good money. Like, he wouldn't have to do this. But apparently he did. But yeah, and he was also in and out of jail. I was very shocked when I learned that. I was like, oh, then it's no surprise. Like, he's in and out of jail. He's probably the type of person to do a Ponzi scheme. Is that judging someone? But that's my idea, you know? Yeah. So how he started the whole Ponzi scheme, like how it came to be. He pawned he stole his wife jewelry and carried to a pawn shop and pawned the jewelry, and the money that he made, he used it to start his exchange company, which is crazy. I'm like, you imagine giving your wife that you say you love so much, she's the best person in the world. You literally stole the jewelry that you bought for her from you literally stole the jewelry that you bought for her and carried to a pawn shop to start a Ponzi scheme. Like the whole time, like this, it was premeditated because he thought about this before he did it. So I'm like, yo, that dude is a savage. And you guys might be wondering too, like, how the hell did this guy continue this Ponzi scheme for so long? How did he even get investors? This man literally tricked the investors into thinking that he knows some kind of advantage about what it's called. It's international postal reply coupons, which he was talking about. He knew how to buy the coupons from abroad and sell them for a big profit in America. And like a lot of the people, sometimes they don't even know how business work, but as long as they hear the money, they're into it. So I'm like, maybe it was the way these investors were like thinking, because then he told them too that they would receive 50% of their 50% return on investment in the first 45 days. 45 days, you're gonna get 50% of your investment back. I'm like, why wasn't no one thinking like the investors probably were desperate. They probably like maybe he fed them a story, because I'm like, 45 days? So you're telling me if I invested $1 million, you're telling me in 45 days I would get $500,000 on that $1 million? Is this real or is it not? In 45 days? I don't think you guys know how short 45 days is. That's literally 1 month and like 2 weeks. And he also told them that they would get a full 100% return in 90 days. In 90 days? So you're telling me if I gave you $1 million, I'm going to get another $1 million in 90 days because of that money that I gave you, because you know how to buy coupons abroad and sell them for a profit? It was just, I'm wondering, were these investors thinking about what he was saying? Was it not registering in their brain? And the fact that this man made $15 million, and the $15 million is valued in 1919 or 1913 when he started the Ponzi scheme. So today, that value is literally $220 million. I don't think you guys know how much money that is. That's literally like celebrity money. That's literally like if you own a McDonald's chain for like years. That's literally like if you own Papa John's for years. It's like lottery money. Like, I can't even think how would I spend $200 million. That's so much money. So the fact that he couldn't make that in 1 year. So that means he had to continue that for a very long time. And you're telling me during that process, no one thought that this man was a fraud? Like, what? No, he had to be a genius. That's why I'm saying, think about it. He had to be a genius. He did that for so long. No one thought he was a fraud and make that much money. People did think he was a fraud eventually in the end, because the Boston Post Office went under investigation and he got caught. So I I can't believe it. $220 million is so much money. That's more than life changing money. That's like excessive. When you know what you could do with that money, you could literally buy an island. That's oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm just so yeah. As I was saying, he apparently, even though it does take a lot of intelligence to execute a Ponzi scheme, I mean, you're not. It's not gonna be like a forever business because it just doesn't work. It it has to be so much work too because you have to like record all the investors you started with, then you have to record all the investors you're going after, then you have to calculate the money and make sure that the investors get. It's like imagine this, it's like say I want to start a Ponzi scheme and I go to Jeff Bezos, and like the fact that these people were very selective of the people they wanted in this Ponzi scheme. Say I go to Jeff Bezos and I tell Jeff Bezos this beautiful lie, and he believed this business that I'm about to start. And I told him that I want investment, and say I want an investment of like, we're being hypothetical. I want an investment of like $1 million. Then I go to Elon Musk and I say I want an investment of $1 million for him. Who am I going to go next to find somebody richer than them to pay back them? So this is why I'm wondering, like, how does Ponzi scheme start so long? Because eventually at some point you're gonna have to be targeting richer people because you need more money. So I'm like, I just don't understand the concept of Ponzi schemes. Like, this man he's a genius. That's it. Like, there's no debate about it. There's no nothing. He's just a genius. Oh my god, my brain is like going crazy. How he did what he did for so long. And for Barney Madoff to literally did the exact same thing but made $50 billion, like, with a B, not even an M, not even a B. Oh my god, there's so much money. I can't think of how to spend $50 billion. Like, these people literally went down in history. That's oh my god. I don't. My brain is like discombobulated by what Charles Ponzi what he perfected. He literally perfected a Ponzi scheme. He got the name of the business literally came from him because he was the master of it. He literally walked so every other Ponzi scammer could run. Then literally every Ponzi scheme that literally starts. So I lost my train of thought. Anyway, as I was saying, this is the problem with Ponzi schemes. They start off very good, like it goes well for you. Like, even I'm thinking too, like, okay, cause I just can't believe that this model went so perfect for years. I'm like, at some point the investors, at some point I feel like in the business, like it had to go. Like, say it continued for like about 15 years before he finally got caught. I'm talking about Charles Ponzi. Like, somewhere along the line of 8 years, didn't like he ever missed one payment to his investor that he promised before, and the people started getting curious. But I'm saying, if he built such a long train line of trust, of him paying his investors back when he said he was going to, maybe when he missed payments for someone else, they were like, oh yeah, he been paying all his investors off for 8 years, so maybe it's just like a slight problem and maybe I'll get mine next month. I'm wondering, like, did investor that ever happened back when this Ponzi scheme was starting? Like, I don't know, I'm just very like interested in seeing how these people, like, how did their idea just come to be? How did they not think about like my brain just this I'm just so confused. Okay, wait, let us see what I have here because I literally want to tell you guys everything. I don't want to miss anything. Okay. Wait, yeah, I think I told the whole story. Oh my god, I think I told the whole story. And you know the thing with scammers too that I hate so much? They literally sell you this story. They would sell you this opportunity and they will let you think like you're about to miss out on something. So you better buy into it right now. Right now is the only time for you to buy into it. And that's literally how they get your money. Like sometimes you just have to be smart, man. Like I feel this just reminds me of Gen Z having like FOMO, and like there's a lot of people in Gen Z of having FOMO. So these type of people targeting these people, I'm like, yeah, they could make a lot of money from them. I'm like, it's just mind-boggling the ways people can come up in this world to make money. I'm like, how did he sleep at night knowing that he's literally stealing from people? Charles Ponzi is a genius. Whether you like it or not, he was an evil genius and he executed a grand Ponzi scheme for years without being caught. And eventually, the FDA came knocking at his door. I mean, I'm just joking. I don't know if the FDA was around those times, but the cops eventually came knocking at his door. So he was smart, but he wasn't smart enough to outsmart math or the police. I don't know, or to outsmart the idea of the Ponzi scheme. I don't know. Call it whatever you want. Anyways, if you guys made it to the end of this video, I would like to thank you guys, and I'd like to ask you to subscribe, comment, and like this video, please, because when you like the video, it boosts the algorithm and send it out to other people to see. You guys are wondering what this is. I cut my hand, so it's like a band-aid. I don't really have a band-aid, but it's like tissue and tape I just used because the blood was coming out. So yeah, as I was saying, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video where we talk about the next person and their grand scheme. Stay tuned. Bye.